What's going on? Move the Mouse back in City Skylines. Rosewood, Let's Play Season 10, Episode number 24. Happy Friday, everybody. Getting some cinematic shots. I left the city in nighttime mode last time I saved it, and here we are, back in Rosewood at night. Let me take a quick pause this episode to do a real quick check through the some of the info views, because it's been a while, right? The city's coming along, growing by leaps and bounds. I really like the look of it. If you get it from the right angles, there's spots of it that look finished. There's other spots that need a bit more work, but it's pretty cool. It's got a distinct layout. I don't know how I feel about this bend over here, right? This sudden bend. It feels like this road would have been more a road that went around the lake. I guess it's okay that it meets up with other stuff, and maybe stuff gets pinched. It's just, I don't know, that it feels a little different. I like that the Green City stuff really kind of fades into the darkness too. It's not as well lit as the other neighborhoods, and you can really kind of see that. So how are we doing? Well, we're at 28,000. We're growing. Our demands are pretty well met. We could use some more commercial space, but rather than filled out, and I'm hoping that as long as there's the tiniest little sliver of industrial demand, that hopefully people will go there and fill in those job slots. 473 of 695 possible workers. It's weird because it says forestry main building jobs available. Is that jobs here at this building? No jobs available. 12 jobs available. Okay, it's at that specific building, huh? Not across the industry. All right. So these support a fair amount of workers, 70 workers. So that was good to drop in. We'll let that level up. Info views wise, how are we doing? We're good on water, especially when you look at electric. So yeah, we're good on electric. I do want to come back in and I'll troubleshoot this, but try and get these hooked up kind of as their own grids. And if it makes sense to have, a couple windmills over here and a couple windmills over there, because those two pockets of the city right now are really isolated. They're off on their own. Maybe we build a little closer and it becomes less of an issue. But I think that would kind of make sense. Water wise, we are way above budget. We could probably turn that down. So let's go into economy. Budget on water. Oh, let's go 75. Let's switch it to night and go 75, because that might have been part of it, is that we're in night right now. Play it on 3 times speed. See if it drops at all. Does it not? Are we that far above? All right, well, okay. Did I change the electric budget? Okay, 85% on, let's go 85 on both of those. And then let's change the budget that we meant to, so let's see what 70 looks like, because that's what we were at for daytime. So yeah, when I said before we were good on electric budget, so that still puts us kind of into the yellow. So electric, let's go 90. Let's just go 90 on both. And then we'll look at our water again. That almost gets us into the green. And maybe it's because electric usage is more at night. But that gets our water closer to where it needs to be, where we're not wasting quite as much money. We'll go back in, take a look at fire safety. So do we drop in, some more? this really bad over here? I can't believe this fire department can't turn here, turn into there. It just seems like that's awful. That's awful red for being relatively close to the fire station. Let's get what would Seawell right there. What if we did one up here? Does that help those buildings? I think it does. Maybe not. It definitely helped these over here. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's put one here at least. And let's get one over here, because that's a bad spot. Just for the heck of it. So pretty good coverage there from a fire watch perspective, at least. I mean, we know where some of the deeper neighborhoods are kind of buried, where they might have trouble getting there. If we have any barn burners, we'll probably drop in a second police and fire helicopter, because it means that they just can't get to where they need to. Crime doing good, plenty of jail capacity. I don't think we need to worry about prisons in a town of this size. For whatever reason, this problem is still happening. The main campus buildings sometimes don't realize that they have garbage or police service. You can actually throw your town off if you're going for zero crime or obvious. It just doesn't recognize it, right? It doesn't know that has police coverage, even though it's sitting right on a road and there's a cop driving by right now. And they had problems with trash service and fire service when those buildings all came out. I don't know. Did I talk about the fact that I finally got my game updated and I'm back on the Xbox One X? It's nice. It's nice to be back. It's louder than the S. I don't think I ever realized that until swapping back and forth how loud the X is. But I guess it's cranking out more frames, that's for sure. I haven't had as many hitches. But anyways, hey, that's not what we're here for. Today we're doing a quick look. Healthcare wise, I mean, we're doing all right. That's okay. I guess we should check death care while we're here. We've got good coverage around the city. Childcare also doing pretty good. Pretty good. We could get one more in down here somewhere. Maybe on the backside of the hypermart. Healthcare, it's going to be, Child Health Center. We'll do right there. And that should have had, that'll have a decent effect on the birth rate in this new area that we just built up, which is good. And then elder care wise, we've got 3. I think that's pretty good. 7,000, 74, and 0 sick seniors. Average lifespan 74 years. So I think we're okay there. We're okay there. Yeah, we'll look at maybe adding another one of those down the road. Back in info views. And what about just a quick look? Elementary is pretty good. We've got one over here. We'll probably think about adding another one up this way. We'll see over time if they graduate. Same thing with high school. You know, where people aren't graduating, that's where you need to add more high schools. Capacity wise, we're good. University, we've got plenty. It's a full cemetery. We'll take care of that in just 1 second. And public libraries, we're not worried about. So, collapse. Yes, please. There we go. Get the happiness boost back, and let's take a quick look. So, population 11% unemployment. I would love it if everyone would come and work at King's Forestry. It'd be awesome. But we may not have good routes here, right? They have to come down the highway to get here. Info views. I'm going to keep peeking at this. 505 of a potential 550 for the next level. So let's get one more. Let's see what we're doing here. We could still use more paper. So let's drop in one more of those I was gonna say paper mill, but it's technically the biomass pellet plant. And that should give us, what, another 70 worker slots, which even if we don't maintain a good capacity, if we get close to it, we have 763 potential worker slots now. So that should draw in enough to get us to the next level. We're almost at the resources that we need, I think, for the level after that. So it'll just be a matter of, I think, bringing in 800 workers. We'll get there, I think. Anything on fire in the background? No? Surprised, actually. So back over to 12% unemployment. Come on. We have no offices. We have no industry. So we have no happiness on either of those things. The only industry we have is the actual zoned, not zoned, the DLC's industry in farming and forestry. We have 0 office, 0 industrial buildings. Of course, didn't I just say nothing was on fire in the background? Info views. Land value. So where's land value down? On the actual farm where the animals are pooping, and over here by the paper mill and the furniture factory, which, if you've ever smelt a paper mill, you would understand that even the Eden project cannot undo. There's nothing in science that can undo the smell of a paper mill. So that does affect the land value a little bit around those buildings, but even around things like the dump, the recycle plant, the power plant, right? There's land values just like off the chart. It's great. I love it. Now, here's something that we definitely need to worry about and fill in, is kind of making people happy. We got to do some more parks, fill in some little things to do here or there. Kind of surprised that this doesn't provide any. It is a unique building, but it doesn't provide any entertainment, I guess. I mean, I don't go to the supermarket for entertainment, so I guess it makes sense. Plazas, parks, public library, sports. So you can see, like, people are pretty happy and have things to do over here, but it's definitely a little light over this way. So we'll see if we can improve that, again, with some parks, and make everybody a little bit happier, because they definitely have access to it in the old downtown. I have not focused on it pretty much anywhere else. Import, export, how we doing? So those are all exporting goods. A little bit of export happening over here, which is basically the excess above whatever's happening in the factories themselves. Transport, hey, let's take a quick look at that, right? Because that was problematic at best. 75% vehicle count modifier on the yellow line. Nobody waiting here. This is our entertainment strip. That one was pretty overloaded at one point. So, you know, casino, it's handling the traffic that it needs to handle well, and it's doing it at 75% of the vehicle count. We might even turn that down one and still be fine. Over here at the orange line, this is the one that runs to the right side, covers Greenwood. Should probably be the green line. But you can remember at one point, or you may not. Maybe you're new here. We had to stop over, where was it? Over this way, that had like 600 people at it. And it just was not working. So now, I mean, you can see that, yeah, there's some people waiting. But when this next trolley comes, tram, whatever, there's plenty of room. Everybody gets on, they queue up for the next one. You know, they start walking up. They apparently shut the doors really fast, but you can see, like, it's not getting so backed up that you know, you're getting more people. And as I say this, as these words are coming out of my mouth, this stop is getting backed up enough that not everybody's going to be able to get on this. But they're down to 30, and there's another basically empty train coming right behind that. So it catches up, it ebbs and flows, but it's not creating this crazy backlog. Okay, again, more than can get on the train at once, but it's pretty quick, and they're on the next one. You're always on the next one, I'll say that much. So so that's going pretty good, which is nice. Get that going for me, which is nice. And this is the red line. This is the original kind of downtown area, and again, you know, reasonably full. We're at 125%. We've got not too many people waiting, so I might take a look at ramping these back down. But we're not running too hot is the point. And this one's the worst offender over here. So where is this? This is the one that connects the two lines. So this brings everybody around the backside of the lake up here over to here. And this one is the busiest because everybody's using that kind of as a transfer stop, which is okay. But you can see, like, you know, again, there's a ton of people waiting. And here comes the tram ready to pick them up. So yeah, they're waiting. There's still some people left over, but they'll be on the next one. You know, it's not that bad for what it is, which is a hub stop between the two. We've got no trams. We've got one train line. We've got like 2 bus lines, kind of bringing people just from the bus hub into the town. I think I just missed the entire sunrise in the black and white view. Traffic-wise, I'm pretty proud of this considering it's more aesthetic than it is functional. But you can kind of do both if you think about it and you're smart about it. We're at 91, 92% depending where we catch it. And yeah, I mean, you know, we've got things we could do. Like if we wanted to do more continuous flow intersections, we could, but you don't need it if you balance the traffic out right. You know, when we initially have problems with this intersection, and it's tempting to go all crazy and do one ways and do all kinds of weird flows. Sometimes you don't need it. Sometimes you just need to stick it out and deal with it. And yeah, traffic backed out onto the highway at one point. But then we were able to buy more tiles and afford more space. And, you know, it wasn't that bad in the long run. We haven't done any road maintenance. So definitely something that we could look at for even improving the traffic flow even more potentially. Although it might speed things up, which might congest certain intersections. It's kind of weird how it works. Sometimes when it's good enough, don't mess with it because sometimes all you can do is make it worse. But landfill wise, we've got the recycling plant. We've got one out here, we've got one out there. So we're getting by with very little complaints and pretty good coverage from just the ultimate recycling plant and those 2 on either side of the map. Pollution wise, 0 and 0. And if you look real close, I mean, you can see what buildings do cause pollution because they're a slightly different color, you know, but for the most part, not something that we need to worry about. Noise pollution, you can really see where industrial and commercial is. They are by far the worst offenders. But I wanted to stop in and do a quick health check today. I didn't really have anything particular in mind. I mentioned at the beginning of the week, and I'll mention it again now. I'm just crazy burnt out from work. It's tough training on a new technology. You know, I know it, but it's learning the new terms, the new names, the new process. You know, how it's different from a place I spent 14 years at, and just getting my head wrapped around all that, and it's exhausting. Gotta spend some time with the family too outside of that, and then there's life, and then there's this. So sometimes weeks like this week will happen where the video's just a little shorter, but hopefully not necessarily less enjoyable. If they were, hey, that dislike button is down there. If you really disliked the video, hit it twice to let me know how much you disliked it. But if you enjoyed it, hit the like button just once will do. That's totally fine. Comments and shares all help the channel a lot and are greatly appreciated as well. Any way you interact with the video, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Appreciate the support. If you'd like to support the channel, links to that and lots of other things down in the description down below. In fact, when you scroll down there, take a look at the new t-shirts. I'll stop promoting them at some point, but you know, hey, it's a t-shirt. If you want to help the channel, design I made myself. Well, I got a little help on it, honestly. I'm kind of a Photoshop noob. And the fact that I'm sure there's some design people out there like, well, you were doing it in Photoshop. That's the first problem. Well, yeah, my friend's good at Illustrator and he helped me out. I kind of sketched out an idea, and the final idea is his drawing. Mine would have been a little rough, but anyways, it's a cool shirt available in men's, women's, classic V-neck. There's a pullover hoodie and a zip front hoodie. So if you'd like, again, to support the channel and get some cool gear out of it, that's one way you could do it. But either way, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. New videos Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and until the next one, this is Move the Mouse, signing off.